Hello folks, Kyle here, Dark 30 Outdoors. Hey, today I'm going to do a review and a comparison of cheap cellular trail cameras. Now, I was a little bit reluctant to get into the business of cellular trail cameras because in the past they had been really expensive. However, this past fall I found some really good deals, so I picked up a couple of them and I kind of wanted to do a review and a comparison of two very cheap cellular trail cameras, or one might say affordable cellular trail cameras, or even budget cellular trail cameras. So today we're going to be talking about the Moultrie XO cellular trail camera, and then also the Wildgame Innovations Encounter cellular trail camera. So stick around and let's see how these things shake out and compare. Okay, there's a few things that I want to talk about in regard to getting into cellular trail cameras. First of all, this was my first time doing it, so I really wasn't sure if it was going to be difficult, if I was going to have trouble getting the cameras to connect to a cellular carrier. I had a lot of questions going into it and a great deal of uncertainty. Let me assure you that today's day and age, these things are made to be very easy to connect to a cellular carrier. Most of the different brands that you'll find, they offer different cellular options. Verizon, AT&T, there might be a couple of others. There's also ways to go with third-party cellular carriers. There's a lot of different videos out there on just connecting a trail camera to a cellular carrier. So I'm not going to get into too many of those details. I just wanted to state that I found it to be very simple. Also, when it comes to cellular trail cameras, you do have to have a cellular data plan, and so you'll have to pay for that. Most cameras have an option available for you, or if you're going to buy a third-party carrier's service, then they're going to have plan options for you as well. They all seem to be very flexible. You can get a yearly plan, which makes your monthly service cost a little bit lower. Or if you don't want to have your camera out there all year long, you don't want to pay for the service for the whole year, you can get a cellular plan that is month to month. So I just wanted to state that up front. If you've been thinking about getting into cellular trail cameras, but you feel like they might be really complicated or difficult, they're not. It was really simple. Okay, and the next thing I want to talk about is the things about these two different cellular trail cameras that are the same. Okay, so one thing that is the same for both of them, I just mentioned it, they're both very easy to set up. To get on a cellular plan, get them put out on a tree and taking some pictures, and it's sent right to your phone. Both were very easy to do that. Both of these cellular trail cameras are what's referred to as black or invisible infrared flash. So they do not put out any kind of a glow. So at nighttime, other people aren't going to be able to see either of these cameras. They are not going to emit any kind of a glow or any kind of a light that can be seen by others. So that was a huge plus for me. I generally use my cellular trail cameras, actually all trail cameras, on public land. And when I do that, I don't want other people to be able to find them. So it was very important to me that both of these cellular trail cameras were black or invisible infrared flash. Another item about these cellular trail cameras that was similar for both was the features. Okay, so for both of them, they only do photographs. Neither one of these cellular trail cameras has the option to take video and send it to my phone. Also, both of them within the settings have kind of the same options for your photographs. You can set the camera to take one photograph or a 3 photograph burst. You can also change the duration between triggers. If you want there to be a 5-second delay, a 30-second delay, up to like a 2-minute delay. However you wanted to change the trigger setting, that was the same for both of these cameras. Okay, So those are the things about these two different cellular trail cameras that are the same. Now I'm going to kind of talk about my experience with them and some of the pros and cons and a little bit of the specs. I'll get into each camera and break it down, what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Okay, the Moultrie XO. Some of the specs, the basics on this, it is listed as an 8 megapixel cellular trail camera. It states that it has a 0.75 second trigger speed, and it states that it has a 70-foot detection range and a 70-foot infrared flash range. And then it also takes 12 AA batteries, or if you're going to use an external power source like a solar panel, it's 12 volt. Now, let's get into my actual use of this camera. We'll talk about what I like about it and what I don't like about it. What I like about it is the price. This was the cheaper of the two. When it comes to a cheap or budget cellular trail camera, this wins hands down. I paid $52 was the list price for this when I got it. Now I looked around, I found some deals, and yeah, that's exactly what I paid for this, was $52. To me, that's a tremendous deal. So at that price point, all I really was hoping that this camera would do is work. Like, I wanted it to connect to a cellular carrier, I wanted it to take a picture, and I wanted to send the picture to my phone. It did all of those things. So it was really, really cheap, and it did work. That's about all that I can say that I really liked about this cellular trail camera. Let's talk about what I didn't like about it. It's big, and it's a solid black. So, I mean, straight beside my head, a big blockhead, but that's a comparison. When I'm standing in the woods 40 or 50 yards away from this, it stands out like an eyesore against a tree. It is very obvious. So it doesn't blend in or conceal or any of that. It's big and it's highly visible. The pictures, I didn't love the pictures. Again, for the price point, I guess they made sense. They weren't very crisp or clear, and I know there's a difference between what the lower resolution pictures that they send to your phone versus what is saved to the SD card. But either way, the pictures weren't great on that got sent to the phone or that were on the SD card. So I'll say that the picture quality is average with this cellular trail camera. That's what you can expect, is average picture quality. And what I disliked about it the most, or what really bothered me about it the most, was its trigger speed. It has an advertised trigger speed of 0.75, but in real world practice, I found it to be much slower than that. 0.8, 1.6, 3.7. I mean, there was one time when I was standing in front of it at eye level, and I was waving my bow over my head, and for several seconds, like 10, 12 seconds, it never took my picture. So I am certain that deer walked past this trail camera, and it never took their picture. And I mean, probably even walked past it slowly, and this thing didn't take its picture. It doesn't mean I didn't get any pictures. I'm obviously going to share pictures and from this one and from the other one, so that you can kind of sort of see the quality. I'm pretty sure it missed some, and that's unfortunate. Okay, and now we are going to talk about the Wildgame Innovations Encounter cellular trail camera. Okay, so for some of the basic specs on this camera, it is listed as a 20 megapixel trail camera. It has a detection range and flash range of 80 feet. It has a trigger speed advertised as less than 0.7. And it takes 8 AA batteries or an external 12 volt power source to run it. So right out of the gate, one of the things that I really liked about this particular cellular trail camera, the Wildgame Innovations Encounter, is that it is small, it is brown with a little bit of black accents, So, I mean, compared to my head, you can see this is definitely much, much smaller than the other camera. Just a quick side-by-side, if you will. Pretty obvious difference there. And then the coloration of this, when this is mounted up on a tree and I stand 40 or 50 yards away, it blends in really, really well. So I liked that a lot. The trigger speed on this seemed to be much, much better. Some of the pictures that I got, and I'll try and show some of those, it was clear that deer were walking and it still captured them. I even got a coyote that looked like it was trotting through. So really good trigger speed. I like that on this particular camera. The picture quality seemed just a little bit sharper, especially as compared to the Moultrie XO. This camera obviously performed better. It did better at getting triggered and capturing the game that was moving in front of it. Another nice thing about this camera is that it did come with the option of using either a Verizon carrier or a AT&T carrier. So if you know in your area that one particular carrier is stronger than the other, it gives you that option. And then another thing that I really liked about this trail camera was the price. The list price for this particular camera was $78. Really, really good. I'll also compare the cellular plans that each of these cameras came with. This one, it was $12 a month for unlimited number of pics. I thought that was a really good value. The Moultrie XO had the plan that comes with this. It was $17 a month if you pay monthly for the unlimited pictures. So that's just a little bit more. Okay, so there you have it. The side-by-side comparison of the Moultrie XO cellular trail camera and the Wildgame Innovations Encounter cellular trail camera. I liked both of the cameras. This one I didn't quite like as much. I loved the price. $52 for a cellular trail camera was an amazing deal, and it works. It's not great, it's not the best. You can't expect the best for the cheapest cellular trail camera out there. But it did work. And then this one at $78 and the cheaper monthly unlimited pictures plan, tremendous value. A better trail camera performing, and then also for the money, I think I got more, at least as far as quality of pictures and blend in design, and then of course the plan giving me more unlimited pictures at a lower monthly price. So as a side-by-side comparison, the winner for me is the Wildgame Innovations Encounter cellular trail camera. It's a better trail camera for just a little bit more money. I actually think that it is a better overall value. So that's my pick. I hope that I gave you enough information to make a smart choice if you were to be in the market for a cellular trail camera. If you've been thinking about getting into one, I've been a little bit leery about dropping 100, 150 bucks on one. Look around. There are deals. I will put links to both of these cameras down in the description of this video. You probably won't find the prices that I found. I cannot tell you what price you'll find because it can fluctuate and change. But the links will be there if you want to check them out. Check them out. And as always, thanks for watching.